position. There's the full leg sweep on a Trill. Big damage going out very early on, but Sidu responds with his artifact and his Iron Bark. Trill's going to be just fine in this situation. Justin actually opting to just play at range. Doesn't want to use that Way of the Crane unless he has to. All these melee characters just going to be trading out that damage early on.
Yeah, Trill seems to be the primary target, but this is the spread pressure from a Ret Paladin. Flarkness is down on half, Jay-Z's down on half. Justin's forced to use his Way of the Crane just to heal through the normal damage. And even with Way of the Crane, they're kind of getting cut down. Nice clone from Sidu. That's going to deny a lot of healing. Force a touch of Karma. Trill could choose to maybe bob this off. It looks like he wants to just play safe, though. He's not going to risk it.
Yeah, Sidu gets caught into that Incapacitate, into the Stormbolt. Nice crowd control coming in from Fairly Caustic, finding some damage over onto Trill. Hodge now over onto Justin. Trill responds with his own crowd control. There's the grip onto Justin. He actually ports out right away. Very nicely done. Not going to be taking any of that cleave damage. JC, he uses his Fortifying Elixir. No Touch of Karma available, so Method Orange can definitely train down that Windwalker Monk at some point, or at least put big pressure out onto him.
I think that they should chase down Sidu so they can stack up Mez and Trill for triple stuns. Right now, Sidu is basically doing whatever he wants. He's just chilling there on the pillar. He's going for clones. He's having a good time. So I really think Fairly Caustic need to make Sidu not have fun, basically.
Yeah, they definitely need to take away that fun factor for Sidu if they want to have a chance in this game. Otherwise, he's just going to be doing whatever he wants. There's the Incapacitate, and when Sidu plays at such a close range, he is an option for them. But of course, Trill always has that Blessing of Sanctuary, like we just saw there. There's the leg sweep on Sidu. Blessing of Sanctuary comes in, and now Sidu can just free clone Justin. So it's really scary for Justin if he wants to push in and get that CC over onto Sidu in these situations, as he can always get caught into those Cyclones when Trill's able to support do.
There's so many Cyclones coming out from Sidu. It actually got Flarkness's trinket. Maybe they can set up an Asphyxiate later for him. Double stun paralysis, nice crowd control into his Stormbolt, and yeah, I really like that coordination. Paralysis into Stormbolt, pretty consistent throughout the entire tournament for Fairly Caustic, and that CC chain is what they use as an opportunity for burst damage. So whenever Sidu has a little red box next to his frame, it's usually a paralysis or a Stormbolt. Look out for that because his team is going to be in trouble during those moments.
Yeah, Hodge over onto Justin, but he manages to get out of it with that Way of the Crane, charging in, trying to put that pressure onto Trill. Can they get the bubble and just the Incapacitate? Sidu going for that Cyclone, manages to land it onto Justin, so he's not going to be able to take full advantage of that Way of the Crane. Very nicely done. Blessing of Sank comes in as well. Trill, with that Retribution Paladin, doing work for his team in terms of defense. In the meantime, Flarkness is using basically every single defensive cooldown. That's Last Stand as well as Shield Wall.
Yeah, everybody is dying, and the theory crafting for this comp was great. It's really putting Fairly Caustic on the back foot. Sidu's getting a lot of great Cyclones. Flarkness is still low. Now even Life Cocoon has been forced from Justin. Mana is tied, so if we go into a late game, it still feels like it's going to be favored of Method Orange, unless Fairly Caustic can pull off some sort of miracle burst. Here's the Stormbolt setup. They need paralysis out of this if they want to get the Divine Shield. Doesn't look like they have it available. They're trying to chase Trill down. They need to stop these healing touches. Sidu's getting a lot of heals out. That should be enough to restabilize Trill.
Yeah, Trill's going to be completely fine. There's the Incapacitate, Enveloping Mist being cast out by Justin onto his team. They're going to be fine as well. Way of the Crane available for Justin, so not too scared in the situation. Manages to port away, but that Cyclone was actually on JC, so nicely done by Sidu. That's going to be slowing down Fairly Caustic, trying to take down Trill. Trill still has his Blessing of Stank. He still has his Blessing of Protection. He still has his Divine Shield, so a lot of defensive is going to be available. Sidu, Iron Bark's coming up for them. Method Orange in a good spot defensively. Meanwhile, Flarkness, he really doesn't have anything left in terms of defenses. Venging Wrath is coming up shortly for Trill as well. That's going to be a moment where Method Orange can really push through those defenses of Fairly Caustic.
Yeah, Trill is ramping it up right now. Justin sitting through some Cyclones as Trill builds up damage. Mez is going to have a big punch soon. Flarkness is trying to make something happen here with the Battle Cry, but really just no damage to follow it up, and I don't think they can just let Sidu do whatever he wants. He's almost at full mana, and if they don't start pressuring him, I think Method Orange are going to start walking away with game number 1. Jay-Z's got a touch of Karma. They're trying to set up some bursts, but Sidu's in no crowd control. What's Sidu going to do with this opening? He's looking for some Cyclones. He's going to deny the Prot Warrior. Prot Warrior actually trinkets out. He wants to keep that taunt debuff up to make sure Trill is taking maximum damage. Way of the Crane is available. Fairly Caustic need a big hit right now if they want to pull us back.
Yeah, Justin trying to keep himself alive, but he actually gets Cyclone on that Way of the Crane. That's going to be a big deal. Now, as a response, JC has to trade out that Touch of Karma. Blessing of Protection comes in. Trill looking to get super aggressive on this Windwalker Monk. As he gets caught into the Asphyxiate. Can he get away? There's the Life Cocoon coming in from Justin to keep his team alive, but Fairly Caustic is under so much pressure.
Everybody is dying. We see the Dragon coming out from Justin to try and heal his team back up. He's actually managed to restabilize, doing a great job on that Mistweaver, but JC is still just getting torn into. Mez is not a Death Knight you want to mess with, so JC is going to try and kite away and avoid it, but but he left Flark behind. Flark is now getting taken down. Full stun on Justin. He trinkets, he leg sweeps to Peel. He's trying to pick him up. Dampening is starting to mount. He's completely out of mana. Sidu's basically sitting at full. He's been sitting comfy this entire game, and fairly Caustic, unless they start pressuring him, I don't know. Maybe a swap to Mez? What is going on here? He's down on 10%, and fairly Caustic almost snuck away with it there.
Yeah, Touch of Death still up on Mez, so a little bit of burst damage could come in. Sidu realizing it, throws out that Iron Bark. That's going to make Mez completely fine. Trill did use that Blessing of Protection offensively, so in this situation, it's kind of scary for Mez. He doesn't have anything left. All he has is that Trinket, but it's not going to be doing too much to keep him alive. They can get one more CC chain onto Sidu. Mez can definitely be a huge target here. Storm Breath and Fire are going to be available for JC soon, so that might be the offensive cooldown that they need to take down Method Orange. But like you said, Sid, Fairly Caustic is running out of time with Justin's mana.
I'm wondering if Flarkness maybe has to play Mass Spell Reflect in this matchup to try and deny some of these Cyclones, because Sidu is just walking all over this team. He's trying to get a clone on Justin right now. Bash forces way of the Crane. Sidu's trying to set up for a clone, but he's not able to get into position, and Justin's just healing. He's actually pressuring Sidu a bit by himself. A healer 1v1 in the backline, and Sidu's actually falling behind. His whole team is down at half, and suddenly Fairly Caustic might have a win opportunity here. Ironbark is 7 seconds away. They paralysis Sidu on low HP. Trill is dipping low, Mez is dipping low, and Fairly Caustic are trying to pull off a miracle.
Yeah, Sidu's playing that Vim. These Mistweaver swaps over onto Sidu are going to greatly reduce his healing if he is under that 80% mark. There's a full stun onto JC with the Hodge onto Justin. Justin has Trinket. He has the Life Cocoon. JC, can he get the port off? He gets caught in the Blood Elf Silence. Instead of just porting away, they opt to trade out the Life Cocoon. So I don't know if that was necessarily the best play, but Fairly Caustic manages to hold on just a little bit longer. But now Flarkness, in the meantime, taking a whole bunch of damage from Trill. He has that Avenging Wrath up, so big pressure. But Justin with the way of the Crane.
Oh no, Mez! He's got nothing. Sidu barely gets an Iron Bark in there in the meantime to slow down the damage. Mez almost went down. Dampening is starting to mount up. The damage is going to become almost unhealable. If we get to maybe, it feels like the 30% mark, that's when damage is going to be unhealable. We're almost halfway there. Mez doesn't have any personal defensive cooldowns. There's no Blessing of Protection. Justin has managed to heal for quite some time on very low mana. He's doing a great job trying to maintain that, to find any opportunity. They grip Justin. He rolls away right before this stun. Nice job, Justin, avoiding that. Nice Spell Reflect on the Cyclone. This Spell Reflect needs to be the opportunity to reverse the fight around. They need a Stormbolt into paralysis now on a Sidu. Where is it? Do they have it? There's the paralysis. This could be it, Ben.
Yeah, Mez getting lower and lower. That's a Touch of Death coming in from JC. Blessing of Protection comes in the nick of time from Trill to keep Mez alive, but now they make a swap over onto Trill. Sidu still no Iron Bark available. JC's going to be kiting away. He has the Touch of Karma. He has the Trinket, so in terms of defenses, very, very solid. Flarkness still. He's just kind of caught in the middle of the map. It's very difficult for the Protection Ward to get away. Way of the Crane's going to be traded out by Justin, able to top off his team.
No.
There's the full leg sweep on Mez. He's trying to kite away. He gets caught up into the stun, incapacitate on Sidu. Sidu Trinkets out as well, so Method Orange forced to use so much defensively. That's the Corpse Shield, the Iron Bark, both Trinkets. Fairly Caustic's definitely in a decent situation to take down Mez.
Yeah, Justin's greedy. He's not trinketing out of the stun. That is a really greedy play from Justin here. He's dipping low. He activates the Fortifying Elixir's on 5%. He gets Vortex back by Sidu. He's hanging on by a thread. He barely portals out. Uses the Shayloons. He manages to recover. JC has Touch of Karma. He's just going to trade that out. He knows Dampening is starting to get high. We're getting close to that 30% mark, and it's going to become so difficult for these teams to recover.
Yeah, Flarkness still at 50%. Justin, if he gets CC'd on this Way of the Crane, it's going to be a nightmare for Fairly Caustic. Incapacitate on Sidu. Mez taking lots of pressure. Icebound Fortitude traded out to try to keep himself alive. This is the wings from Trill as well. They're trying to counter pressure. The Way of the Crane is keeping Fairly Caustic. Mez aggressive though. Stormbolt into incapacitate on Sidu. Mez still just barely holding on. AMS traded out. Iron Bark available in 3 seconds for Sidu. Is he going to trade it out? There's the double Fist of Fury on Sidu, opting not to use that Iron Bark with the full Cyclone on Flarkness. Just
JC has nothing. There's almost no man. Nice clones from Sidu. JC gets stunned up. Is he going to be able to survive? He gets intervened. He port heals. He's trying to roll away from the fight. He gets gripped back in. He tries to Flying Serpent Kick. Flarkness now is going to get swapped too. Justin's caught into a full Hammer of Justice, and Method Orange are in a great position to close this out.
Yeah, Flarkness getting lower and lower. Can they take him down? And they do. Method Orange almost 30% dampening, bringing in a composition, which I think is very solid. Intelligently, they bring in the Resto Druid, making
A lot of these stuns with the Blessing of Sanctuary as well. And here we can see the final moments in the game. Justin barely has his crane available right there. Full Hodge. Sidhu gets storm bolted, and now Sidhu is in a position where he's in between Justin and his melees, consistently zoning Justin to the
relentless talent, so all the CC is going to be a little bit less on him. But I expect Fairly Caustic to, you know, rain down Sidhu. Just run at Sidhu the whole game. They're going to be able to generate a whole bunch of pressure because of that. Will it work out? We'll have to see. This is game number 2 between Fairly Caustic and Method Orange.
Yeah, Mez is just going to take straight to the tomb and try and chains of ice the whole team from getting to Sidhu, and they've managed to deflect an initial push, which means Sidhu's going to have a gap of position here that he can see the enemy team coming. Justin rolls in, lands a paralysis, and surprisingly enough, it doesn't look like they actually want to go after Sidhu. He gets sanctuaried out of that leg sweep there, and Justin actually got fully hexed, but unfortunately is going to break to the Ret Paladin damage. I don't think Trill can punch through way of the crane this early on. Flarkness actually uses his shield wall a bit peculiarly, unless he's just trying to line it up with the CDs. I guess he wants to, because his whole team just dipped down to half there. Justin seems to be having a hard time picking his team back up, and way of the crane just ended.
Yeah, Flarkness going to be in a lot of trouble. Revival is going to be used by Justin. He still has the life cocoon. Flarkness gets caught into the capstun. Nicely done by Sidhu. That was an incapacitate coming in from JC onto Sidhu, but Sidhu's just having a field day in this matchup. He's able to spam purges. You look at his mana, it's not doing too bad. Flarkness just can't get healed up. Life cocoon going to be forced out. Justin having a very difficult time. He gets sheared up as well into a full hex. Flarkness still in so much trouble.
Yeah, he could just easily lose right now, and Sidhu swapping over to Shaman with these full hexes are coming in clutch, as it looks like Flarkness could fall. Justin's doing everything he can to keep him alive. They actually managed to get Icebound Fortitude from Mez. Maybe they can have an opportunity there to kill him later. Finally, Flarkness has recovered.
Yeah, it's difficult for Method Orange, though. You want to make these offensive pushes. Everyone is so low. Sidhu's throwing out those purges, but look at Sidhu's mana now. It's down to 50%. If Fairly Caustic can survive just a little bit longer, they could win the long game. There's the Hodge onto Justin. Flarkness still just tanking out some of this damage. Double Fist of Fury Stun's going to be coming in from JC as he ports out as well. Just wants to maintain his HP. He has no Karma, no Trinket, no nothing. So very dangerous situation.
What? Mez is dipping kind of low. Sidhu actually has to trade out Spearlink, and mana is not looking good at all for Method Orange. So, I mean, if Fairly Caustic just stay alive, I think they actually might just walk away with this. Mez doesn't have many defensive cooldowns. Trill, though, trying to lead the charge for his team. Anti-Magic Zone drop to stay aggressive as well. Double leg sweep there, peeling away Trill and Mez. Nice stun there. Sidhu now caught into the paralysis, but this Hex, if Sidhu can sneak this Hex in and still heal his team at the same time, it's going to be the task that he needs to overcome. He's trying to top Mez off. Nice gift to the Queen. That's going to boost his Mastery healing. The lower Mez gets, the bigger Sidhu heals. He lands the full Hex. He's maintained the heals and the Hex, but unfortunately ended up breaking there, so Justin is just going to roll away to safety.
Yeah, Mez is still in so much trouble. Flarkness, he pops the shield wall to remain aggressive. There's the double cap stun coming in from Sidhu. Sidhu still spamming out some purges. Asphyxiate onto Justin. Flarkness needs to survive just a little bit longer. Nice Fist of Fury stun coming in from JC to peel up both Mez and Trill. Mez under so much pressure. Sidhu almost completely Last Stand's going to be used there by Flarkness. Touch of Death committed by JC. They really want to take down Mez in this situation.
Yeah, they're trying to gun down Mez. Paralysis onto Sidhu. He's basically tapped on mana. No defensive cooldowns for Mez. This could actually be the game, but a full Hex secured by Sidhu as he goes all in for the kill. Flarkness leaps away at 1%. He's literally at 1%. Lava bursts are coming in from Sidhu. He's desperately trying to get the kill. Is he going to find it? He gets it right in the final seconds. Sidhu commits all of his remaining resources to kill him. They're still trying to push through, but Sidhu denies it. And this Shaman pick was a risky one, I have to say the least. I don't think we should, even though he looks super cool.
See what happens. You can see Sidhu manages to land that full Hex right here. Flarkness is going to get caught up in that stun. He's going to take a lot of damage. You can see that revival cooldown has 5 seconds remaining on it. Flarkness leaps away to safety, charges back in right there, and there's 1 second on that revival. And as it's about to come up, there is the Blood of Silence securing the kill, and it is.
As we move forward into a game number 3.
All right, I really want to see Fairly Caustic try to at least try to punish Sidhu when he's just sitting there having the most fun ever with Cyclone. If he's up that front in their face, they need to force him away. At least then they deny the Cyclone. So I definitely want to see them not ignore Sidhu. They need to pressure him a bit. Here we go. Mez is going to charge in. He's Chains of Ice spamming to make sure nobody can get to Sidhu. And they are going to all in Sidhu, it looks like. And he just immediately displaces away. Flarkness doesn't care. He's going to try a nice Vortex there from Sidhu, catching both of them. Great kiting so far. If he can just keep this up, they're forced to hit a different target.
And that's why the Resto Druid's so good. Displacement, the Vortex. Finally, the full leg sweep goes out onto Sidhu. Can they find find the damage. JC's not there. That Windwalker Monk, that's the class that's going to be providing most of the damage, and Mez is just snaring him over and over. Sidhu's kiting around this pillar, and really, Fairly Caustic has not had the best opener.
Yeah, JC just can't connect to his target. Mez is just spamming out Chains of Ice, making it really difficult. Sidhu did just use Displacer Beast, so he's not going to have a getaway for the stun. He needs to be ready. Looks like he tried to pre-Iron Bark, but Trill is just randomly at 40%. I don't know if he was being attacked by Justin. There's a nice triple stun. Sidhu finally getting pressured here. Trill is dipping low, and this kind of spread pressure is what Fairly Caustic need if they're going to pull off a win.
Yeah, good pressure coming in from both teams at this point. Trill has that Avenging Wrath up. JC could be a little bit scared, but still, they're just training down Sidhu. Sidhu has the bar skin, he has the trinket. There's the Bass onto JC. There's the Touch of Death, though. Sidhu displaces away, and once again, Fairly Caustic cannot connect to their target. Sidhu has done a phenomenal job kiting in the series so far. He's just being supported by Sidhu, or by Trill and Mez so well. Finally, Fairly Caustic's looking to put some pressure out onto Mez. It's actually Justin.
He's 1v1ing Mez in the back line. Mez is actually getting killed by the healer of Fairly Caustic right now, down at half HP. And he needs to. If he creates split pressure, that forces Sidhu to come out of bear form. And then as soon as Sidhu comes out of bear form, Flarkness just jumps on him and immediately starts getting a lot of damage. So it's important for them to hit multiple targets. Sidhu desperately trying to displace away, but they're right on his back. They kick him on that Cyclone. I love the denials of the Cyclones. Justin's caught in a Hammer of Justice, but it looks like he's going to recover. Nice. They managed to bait the Sanctuary with a Storm Bolt, so now they won't have that for a leg sweep, and so they might force Sidhu's Trinket. They've got decent, constant pressure right now. Sidhu is starting to fall a bit behind.
Yeah, bash onto JC, no Trinket, no Touch of Karma, Blood Elf Silence onto Justin. Are they going to be able to find the damage to take him down? The split strategy is very interesting coming in from Fairly Caustic, creating pressure all over the place, forcing Sidhu to just not camp that bear form, which is going to be so important. Now Sidhu caught into that full leg sweep. He's in bear form, but they don't care. They just want to push through and keep this damage up. Sidhu getting lower and lower. He has the frenzied regen to keep himself alive as he comes out of bear form.
Does he?
Throw some hots on himself, so he's going to be able to survive, but at what cost? I mean, he has no bark skin, he has no Iron Bark. Trill still has that bop and Sanctuary, though, so Method Orange defensively is looking quite nice.
Nice double stun, cross crowd control from Method Orange. They're building a lot of pressure off of that with JC dipping. Dangerous low. He gets Death Grip back into the fight. He's trying to roll away. Life Cocoon forced, and clone on Flarkness. He trinkets out. They're just going all in for Sidhu. There's no bark skin, trinket, and Sanctuary available, though. Sidhu needs to make sure he doesn't line of sight Trill, or he won't be able to use Sanctuary to get Sidhu out of a stun. There's the stuns. Trill, what's he going to do? He's going to Sanctuary. Maybe he didn't need to there. There was no Touch of Death. He was in bear form, so Sanctuary is now out of the way, and Sidhu is still getting pressured.
Yeah, but that Blessing and Protection is going to be a lifeline for Sidhu that really Fairly Caustic has no way to deal with. That's the Touch of Death going out onto Sidhu. He manages to displace away. Going to be fine. Nice Death Grip coming in from Mez to get JC off, but he's going to be able to ride that wind back to his target. There's the full Hodge over onto Justin. Sidhu's still low, just having a very difficult time topping himself off. But like I said, at any moment, Trill can use that Blessing of Protection unless they get that cross CC out to keep Sidhu alive. And there's nothing really Fairly Caustic can do to stop that, prevent that, or really push through that defensive cooldown.
Yeah, I mean, it's still anyone's game. I think if we move into dampening, there is strong potential for Sidhu to go down. I think Justin maybe needs to focus more on keeping split pressure on Mez or Trill during those moments with his Way of the Crane rather than dogpiling one target. Obviously, Sidhu is going to keep Life Bloom on himself the whole game. He's the primary target for most of the members of the team. Life Bloom is the most healing you can do, but you can hit a different target that doesn't have Life Bloom. So if they split some of their damage, it will force Sidhu out of bear form. And it doesn't look like they're keeping up with that strategy. They're just only going after Sidhu, and I would love to see them split up a bit. It's still, they're just trying to gun him down. They use the Storm Bolt. Sanctuary gets Sidhu out of that. He's just stacking up Thrash. He's getting Moonfire. He's doing damage for his team. He tries to displace JC and Hot Pursuit. These Death Grips on Ride the Wind are perfect, but he's still able to get back there, maybe. We see an intervene kind of premature there from Flarkness onto JZ. I'm not sure if that was really necessary. Sidhu's been doing a great job, though, throughout. It's not very often that you fight Prot Warrior Windwalker. He hasn't been caught off guard yet.
Yeah, but still, he's just hovering around 50% HP. If they can ever find the damage to push through, Sidhu gets caught out of bear form. He has to trinket out. JC all over him, though, as well as Flarkness putting out some decent pressure. Frenzied Regen will keep him alive. Barskin still available for Sidhu. There's the full leg sweep out onto everybody. Flarkness putting out some damage with that. Naltharian's Fury as well. Ride the Wind going to be used, but an immediate Death Grip coming in from Mez. That's going to be shutting that down, and that is so crucial. If JC can get out those full Ride the Winds, it's going to be devastating for Sidhu, but the Death Grips have been on point. point for Mez this entire game.
This is important for Fairly Caustic to keep their pressure steady. That way they can get a Barkskin or an Ironbark without a stun. But they need steady pressure to do that. They managed to get Ironbark here from Sea-Doo. If they can keep pressure up without stunning him, that's when it's going to be scary as a Resto Druid, because you want to be stunned, then you want to use Frenzy Regen to get the full. If you're never stunned and you're eventually forced to Frenzy Regen, you can't use it after the stun. So Fairly Caustic just need to keep up this pressure. But the more that they stay on him, the harder it is for Justin to keep his team going. Blessing Protection used to deny the cooldowns here from the Windwalker Monk. Nice clone onto Justin. Sea-Doo taking full advantage of that Blessing Protection, denying interrupts. He's spamming clone out with it. Way of the Crane is up though. Sea-Doo only has Barkskin and Sanctuary to ride off of. Justin's trying to retreat away, but he gets stunned up. He gets silence on the trigger, but Sea-Doo now caught into a stun as well. A lot of pressure towards Sea-Doo. Triple stun for Fairly Caustic. Sea-Doo displaces. He gets back behind the box. Nice Vortex there, pulling Flarkness back. JC's trying to stay on his tail, sticking right onto Sea-Doo, start to finish.
Yeah, nice interrupt coming in from JC, slowing down that Tranquility, but JC's in a lot of trouble. He needs to be so careful in this situation. No trinket available. I don't think his port's in necessarily the best position. Fortifying Brew has been used, so JC, very, very scary situation for him. Life Cocoon is available for Justin. He has that trinket as well. That's going to be the way of the Crane. Fairly Caustic manages to stabilize as dampening gets higher and higher. The split strategy coming in from Fairly Caustic is going to be very taxing for Sea-Doo. As Sea-Doo gets caught into the double stun, they try to push through the bear form, but that Frenzied Regen is going to be so powerful against these melee.
Yeah, but now with no Barkskins and dampening starting to mount up, if they just press their damage abilities on CD and keep sustained pressure up, I actually think there is a miracle opportunity to kill Sea-Doo with no Blessing of Protection in the back pocket to really rely on to save him 100%. We can see Mez leading the charge, but a triple leg sweep. Who's going to trade out the cooldowns? Looks like Trill is going to use his Sanctuary to get Sea-Doo out of that stun, but it was overlapped with Barkskin. And cooldown overlaps have been costing teams a lot of games here. He's going to trade out Shield Wall. Way of the Crane activated. Nice clone there from Sea-Doo. Clutch clone. Flarkness is going to be at low HP for quite some time now as a result, but if Sea-Doo gets too cheeky and he goes for too many clones like that, he could actually go down.
I'm kind of interested to see what Sea-Doo's mana is at this point in the game.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, he's 100% mana, so mana is not going to be an issue for either one of these healers at this point, but Sea-Doo gets caught into the leg sweep once again. He's in bear form though, so he's going to be relatively safe. There's the Touch of Death coming in from JC. He's going to provide some nice burst. Ironbark available for Sea-Doo, opting not to use it at this point. Gets out of form once again, throws out the Ironbark, tossing out the Hots on himself. Flarkness and JC all over him though. Sea-Doo's still in so much trouble.
I don't know if he's actually going to make it out alive. He lands a clutch double War Stomp, but JC right on his back. Flarkness charges over. Frenzy Regen's not doing too much damage. He blinks away. Nice Vortex. Really good Vortex, but they catch him out of form! Nice Sanctuary. Trill saves Sea-Doo. A couple more seconds. Pressure is mounting on both sides with Flarkness dipping low as well. Way of the Crano is going to add a lot of damage to Fairly Caustic. Sea-Doo's entire team is low. He can't leave bear form. He's pinned down. He can't heal his partners. He trades up Barkskin. Offensive Touch of Karma, and Sea-Doo could fall.
Yeah, he's in so much trouble. Trill doesn't have any help for him. He's trying to counter pressure the best he can, but this strategy is working out so well for Fairly Caustic. There's the double stun going out. Mez trades out the Icebound Fortitude. Sea-Doo desperation trying to kite away. You know, that was a beautiful death grip by Mez, keeping Flarkness away from Sea-Doo, so he can finally get some heals out. Wild Growth comes in, but Sea-Doo just having such a difficult time topping himself off. Ironbark's coming out in 2 seconds, though, and that should be the cooldown Sea-Doo needs to survive.
All right, JC used a lot of defensive cooldowns offensively, which means he's an opening target, but Sea-Doo is just getting so much pressure into his face, and we're getting that critical 30% healing reduction. I don't think Sea-Doo can keep this up. Fairly Caustic are trying to just train him down, start to finish. He gets Blessing of Protection. He snags the clone. They're trying to go for the kill. JC sees it coming. He immediately retreats away. He knows he's the kill target with no defensives. Nice defensive reaction, but Flarkness got left behind, and he could fall.
Yeah, but Life Cocoon available for Justin. Is he going to be able to get it off? He trinkets, gets the Life Cocoon. Flarkness going to be able to survive, but in the meantime, Sea-Doo has completely recovered. Barskin's going to be available again. Now JC and Flarkness need to find that pressure and momentum once again. Way of the Crane going to be available for Justin. And just a little bit here, we're at almost 30% dampening that critical mass where Helos has such a difficult time keeping their teams alive. Trill using the Avenging Wrath, trying to keep up this pressure onto Flarkness. Rallying Cry is going to be used by Flarkness to keep himself alive. Or sorry, that
Sea-Doo.
Yeah.
Oh, the steady pressure, they're not stunning him. This is the smart play. Do not stun Sea-Doo. Make him use Frenzy Regen before the stun. Tranquility, that's a cheeky Tranquility. He immediately stopped cast that. He doesn't want to get interrupt. Nice bash onto JC. Good clone follow-up. Sea-Doo needs Cyclones to stop damage at this point. His healing's going to be too weak, and Flarkness could fall as Method Orange look to close. Justin has nothing left to keep him alive. Flarkness tries to charge away from the melee. He's trying to get away from the fight, but Justin just can't handle this. Dampening is so high, he barely hangs on. They managed to get Ironbark from Sea-Doo. Now Sea-Doo's on the rope. Flarkness is on the rope. It's still anyone's game.
Yeah, Sea-Doo, no Trinket, no Barkskin, no Ironbark, no nothing. In a lot of trouble, but so is Flarkness. Justin used everything to keep him alive. There's the Way of the Crane. Ken is healing. Keep Flarkness alive. Flarkness charges away, gets caught into the Hodge, and Trill takes him down with the Avenging Wrath. Method Orange closing out the series 3-0, eliminating fairly Caustic from the tournament.
That was really well played.
Has been activated by Justin right here, trying to deal with this damage, but 30% damaging is too much. Sea-Doo's gonna get that double war stomp, blink away like he's been doing time and time again in this match, and Flarkness is just gonna fall to that dampening, to that big pressure that's coming out.